There's one everyday food that researchers say may help you keep stronger, more stable legs well into your 80s and 90s, and there's a good chance you already have it in your fridge right now. It's not a supplement, it's not expensive, and you've probably eaten it 1,000 times without knowing this specific benefit. Stick around, because I'll show you exactly how much you need and when to eat it for the best effect. Hi everyone, welcome back to WiseBody Wellness. Leg strength is one of the biggest predictors of independence as we age. It affects balance, fall risk, and how easily you can get up from a chair or climb stairs. Today we're talking about eggs, and why researchers keep pointing to them as one of the most useful everyday foods for maintaining muscle strength after 60. Let's get into it. Why muscle strength declines with age. Before we get to the food itself, it helps to understand what's actually happening. Starting around age 30, we naturally begin losing a small percentage of muscle mass each year, a process called sarcopenia. It accelerates after 60, and it's one of the main reasons falls, frailty, and loss of independence become more common with age. Legs are usually hit hardest, since they carry the most muscle mass in the body. The encouraging news is that muscle loss isn't purely an inevitable. Diet and activity both play a major role in how much strength you retain, and protein intake is one of the most important factors researchers point to. Eggs and muscle protein synthesis. This is where eggs come in. Eggs contain complete, high-quality protein, meaning they provide all 9 essential amino acids your body needs but can't produce on its own. One of those amino acids, called leucine, plays a particularly important role. It directly triggers a process called muscle protein synthesis, which is essentially your body's process of building and repairing muscle tissue. Research has found that older adults often need more leucine than younger adults to trigger the same amount of muscle-building response, a phenomenon researchers call anabolic resistance. Eggs are one of the more concentrated natural sources of leucine relative to their calorie count, which makes them especially efficient for older adults trying to preserve muscle without overeating. One clinical study following older adults over several months found that those who added eggs to their daily diet, alongside light resistance activity, showed measurably greater improvements in leg strength compared to those who didn't. Now here's a detail most people get wrong, and it might be limiting the benefit you're getting: bone density and the bone-muscle connection. Let's go a little deeper on bones specifically, because strong legs depend on more than muscle alone. Bones and muscles work as a connected system. Researchers sometimes call it the bone-muscle unit, where stronger muscles actually help stimulate bone density, and healthier bones provide a more stable foundation for muscles to work against. Eggs support this connection from 2 angles. We already covered vitamin D's role in calcium absorption, but eggs also contain small amounts of phosphorus, another mineral directly involved in bone mineral density. Some studies have found that older adults with adequate vitamin D and phosphorus intake maintain better bone density in the hips and legs, specifically the areas most responsible for standing, walking, and balance. This matters most for fall prevention. It's not just about avoiding a fall, it's about what happens if one occurs. Denser bones combined with stronger muscles significantly reduce the risk of fracture, which is often what turns a minor stumble into a major loss of independence. Recovery after illness or hospital stays. Here's something a lot of people don't think about until it happens to them. After an illness, surgery, or hospital stay, the body's protein needs increase significantly, sometimes by 50% or more, to repair tissue and prevent the rapid muscle loss that can occur during periods of bed rest or reduced activity. This is actually one of the reasons eggs are often recommended during recovery periods. They're easy to prepare, gentle on the digestive system, affordable, and deliver a concentrated dose of complete protein without requiring much appetite or chewing effort, both of which can be reduced during recovery. Research has shown that inadequate protein intake during recovery is one of the leading contributors to what's sometimes called post-hospitalization frailty, a noticeable drop in strength and mobility that can persist for months after the original illness has resolved. Prioritizing protein, including easy options like eggs, during these periods may help protect against that decline. The brain-muscle connection. We touched on choline earlier for coordination, but it's worth expanding on just how closely your brain and your leg strength are actually connected. Walking, balancing, and even standing up from a chair all rely on a constant stream of signals between your brain and your leg muscles. a process that becomes less efficient with age, independent of muscle strength itself. Choline is a building block for acetylcholine, a key neurotransmitter involved in this brain-to-muscle communication. Some researchers believe that adequate choline intake may help preserve the efficiency of these neural pathways, which is part of why mobility and cognitive decline often appear to move together in aging research. They may share some of the same underlying mechanisms. This is part of why some geriatric specialists now look at mobility as a whole-body issue rather than a pure muscle issue. Legs might do the moving, but the brain does the coordinating, and eggs appear to support both sides of that equation. Timing and distribution matters. Most older adults eat very little protein at breakfast and then load up at dinner. But researchers have found that spreading protein evenly across all 3 meals, rather than concentrating it at one, leads to noticeably better muscle protein synthesis over the course of the day. This is exactly why eggs matter so much. Here, they're one of the easiest ways to get a meaningful dose of high-quality protein at breakfast, which tends to be the meal most people undereat protein at. 2 eggs provide roughly 12 to 14 grams of complete protein, enough to make a real difference in that first meal of the day. Vitamin D and bone-muscle connection in eggs also happen to be one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D, concentrated specifically in the yolk. Vitamin D plays a dual role that's especially relevant here. It supports bone density, but it's also directly involved in muscle function and strength. Vitamin D deficiency becomes more common after 60, partly because skin becomes less efficient at producing it from sunlight with age. Some studies have linked low vitamin D levels specifically to reduced leg strength and increased fall risk, making eggs a useful 2-for-1 food that supports both bones and the muscles that depend on them. Choline and mobility. One more compound worth mentioning. Eggs are one of the richest natural sources of choline, a nutrient involved in nerve and muscle signaling. Choline helps your brain send signals to your muscles efficiently, which plays a role in coordination, balance, and reaction time, all factors tied directly to fall prevention. Many older adults don't get enough choline through diet, and researchers have started paying closer attention to its role in mobility and fall risk specifically, beyond its more well-known connection to brain health." Unquote. How many should you eat? So how many eggs should you actually eat? Most research supporting these benefits uses around 1 to 2 eggs per day. For years, there was concern about eggs and cholesterol, but more recent research has generally found that moderate egg consumption doesn't significantly raise heart disease risk for most people, though. If you have specific cholesterol concerns, it's worth checking with your doctor about what's right for you. Boiled, scrambled, or poached all work equally well nutritionally. Just try to avoid frying in large amounts of butter or oil if heart health is a concern, since that adds saturated fat that can offset some of the benefits. One last thing worth being honest about: eggs alone won't build leg strength. Protein provides the raw material, but muscle only strengthens when it's actually used. Pairing eggs with even light resistance activity, like standing from a chair repeatedly, short walks, or gentle leg exercises, is what allows that protein to actually translate into stronger legs. Diet and movement work together here, not separately. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe. We cover research-backed health topics for people over 60 every week. And if you missed our video on the one ingredient that may help support your arteries, I'll link it right here. Small, consistent habits really can keep you strong for decades. See you in the next one.